I went to several bookstores, but I'm gonna do like a proper haul. So this is the Book Grocer, which is the first one that I came across. And it's like really, like Bourke Street is really easy to get to. Like there's literally a tram that loops around the city of Melbourne, and you can just catch the tram up and down Bourke Street to get to each of these stores. So this is the one, kind of, I'm pretty sure there's like a tram stop right in front of it, but you can probably walk from Southern Cross Station all the way. You just walk down Bourke and then you'll find it. But let's open it. It also has like, hello, I'm doing a haul. Gonna be in it? Yeah, I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that.
Yeah, before we did it, can you call Dad? Ask him to bring some food.
Okay. Okay. Ah! There we go. I called my dad to bring us food. My brother and I okay, my dad is a chef. That is why it's like easier for us to just be like, can you bring some food for us? Okay, that I feel like I need to disclaim that. I actually really like crosswords because, as I'm sure we've all guessed, I'm a bit of a nerd. So, fun story with some of the stuff that I bought from this place. I wasn't intending to buy a lot because nothing was really calling my name. We'll go with the first thing that I found, which is a graphic novel or like a comic book. I'm pretty sure it's like graphic novel because there's like several issues in one. And it's Spider-Gwen. And I do read comic books when they're in front of me, but I don't like follow them issue by issue. But I am like a really big Marvel fan, like the movies, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I always like, if I come across like comic book stores, I like buying, you know, one about a character that I really like or have a strong connection to. And I couldn't find any about like Spider-Man himself, so I got Spider-Gwen. And then there was a Wonder Woman one as well, but I already have some Wonder Woman comics, so I was like, let's get one about Spider-Gwen. And it was at a discount price for $12. So I'm pretty sure the place that we went to, it was just me. I don't know why I said we. The place I went to, so Book Grocer is a secondhand bookstore. I'm pretty sure they get like a ton of like donations from people and they buy stuff a lot in bulk. And you can just buy lots of books for really, really cheap, even if they're like new release. Such as this next book, which is Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. And this, I'm pretty, was this one? No, this was not turned into a show, but her other books, Normal People and Conversations with Friends, I think one was a movie, one is a show. So check that out if, you know, I haven't read anything by her yet, but the reason why I bought this was not only was it like 15 bucks, but signed by the author. For 15 bucks. And I will show you proof. See? Signed by the author. I don't know if it's like personally signed, as in like she put pen to paper, but 15 bucks. And it's hardcover. In Australia, it is so hard to come across a cheap hardback, and that's why I get a lot of my hardbacks either online or secondhand. And I got this beautiful book. I don't even know what it's about, but I have been wanting to try reading a Sally Rooney book. Heard a lot of good things about her writing on Book Talk, on Bookstagram, kind of everywhere. So yeah, trying that out, and the fact that it is signed is just a really big plus. The last book that I got purely on impulse, but it was just there, and I have heard a little bit about it. I double checked the synopsis to make sure that like I would enjoy it, but if not, I think my auntie would enjoy it, so I bought it, and it was only $10, and it's called The Midnight Library. And from what I understand, it is basically, it's like magic realism in the sense where it's like real life, but there's magical aspects to it. And I think this one is regards to time travel. And yeah, so I'm kind of excited for this one, considering I don't really know a lot about it, but I have been seeing it pop up every now and then. So I'm like, maybe this is the time to buy it, and so I did. So that's all from the book Grocer. Next, from what I remember, I think the next place that I went to was the Paperback Bookshop, which is here. I have been on the hunt for a collection of Shakespeare's works for a while now. Not like a super duper while, but I would say this past year. You know, it's been kind of in my head to collect some stuff, some books, and Shakespeare's plays have been it's been higher on my list over classics, because I actually really loved studying Shakespeare's works in school. So I thought I would try and look for some of my favorite plays, which are Othello, Macbeth, and A Midsummer Night's Dream. I love all three of those. Those are my favorites. But I would have loved to have gotten a collection. And I remember when I was preparing for this bookstore kind of exploration vlog, I found this store specialized in classics, plays, and not necessarily fiction. So I found Macbeth. I forgot what I bought for a second. Macbeth in this really cool edition. And I also got Othello, which is my favorite play of Shakespeare ever. I did it when I was in year 11, so my second last year of high school. And these are both the Pelican Shakespeare edition by Penguin. I couldn't find a copy of A Midsummer Night's Dream in this particular edition, but it was cheaper than the other edition that came with all three, so I just got these two. Look at them, and they're so cute. And then the other thing that I got was The Road Not Taken and Other Poems by Robert Frost. So this is the 100th anniversary edition, and it looks like this. So Robert Frost and this particular poem is significant to me because it was one of the poems in which that I not only was like really introduced to, that I enjoyed. I don't even know how to explain it. Like poetry that like actually felt like poetry. I remember my teacher showing it to us in school, and I was like, that's really good. And there were so many ways to interpret it, and I just really enjoyed reading it. And then it was one of the poems that I also started teaching some of my students when I was an English tutor, and we went through it line by line, and it was just something that I really liked. And I was looking through the poetry section of Paperback books, and this popped up, and I was like, if I'm gonna like choose, you know, a poetry book to start reading again, because I haven't read poetry in a while, I want it to be this, and I want a copy of The Road Not Taken physically. And it's even got these deckled edges, which I really like, and that's what I got from the Paperback books. Also in a paper bag, so hooray for saving the environment. And then the next store, which is literally right next to, if not, actually no, it's like less than 10 meters down the road from Paperback books, is the Hill of Content. And I didn't actually end up buying a book from there. However, it was the most beautiful store that I have explored thus far. I think there's only 1 or 2 more bookstores on my list that I want to go to. However, as of right now, that's what I really like. So I didn't end up buying anything. This particular bookstore, the ladies weren't like super nice, not gonna lie. Like the lady at the front was kind of mean. Like I accidentally, mind you, interrupted her because she was serving a customer, but she was serving the customer kind of like, okay, so if I am me, right? If I'm me and the lady is here and the counter is in between us, she was like doing something, and I thought she was just like doing normal work. And then the customer she was serving was kind of off to the side, so he wasn't really standing, you know, where you would typically not line up to stand. And I started talking to her, and she was like, just a second. And I was like, oh, and she was like, oh, it's just up there, because I was asking about the tote bags, and she's like, just look up there, everything that we have is up there. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw the guy kind of standing there, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you were serving someone. And then I stepped back, and then the guy kind of walked around and stood next to me so that he could be in front. And then I stepped back, and then like she just was very kind of cold, not gonna lie. She was a bit rude, you know, for an old lady. But the tote bag that I wanted to look at was this beautiful, what I'm assuming is an LGBTQ themed bag. If you look closely on this one, you'll see a bunch of different couples and different queer couples. And it's so cute. I love it. So yeah, I didn't actually end up buying any like books from Hill of Content for no reason in particular. There was just nothing there that was like screaming my name, especially because it's an independent bookstore, but it was just selling kind of the standard books that you would find at any normal store. And I couldn't find any of the books on my particular list that I wanted to buy. The last bookstore that I went to, this one isn't on Bourke Street. This one is on, it's inside the Emporium, I'm pretty sure. It is called Readings, which is a store that has books, movies, and film. Books, music, and film. And it is so pretty. I only came across it by chance. I didn't realize that it was actually so close to the hotel I was staying at. And then I checked the map for, you know, on a whim, because I was trying to get to somewhere else. And then I saw this. And I was like, oh my gosh, hello. And it's such a beautiful store. Like, I loved it so much. I have had so much soft drink these past couple of days. It's like ridiculous, because I don't drink soft drinks ever. I only ever drink water and alcohol. So soft drinks, it's throwing me off, but it's kind of nice, but it's not good for me. Okay. At Readings, I did have a particular book that I wanted to like look, because I've been looking for it for a while. I haven't been able to find it anywhere else. And this place had like piles and piles of it. And I was thinking of getting that one and the sequel, which is like sequel/prequel. But I ended up deciding against it, because I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it that much in order to read the next one. So I just bought the first one, which is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, I think that's how you say it. And from what I understand of this, similar kind of to the Midnight Library, where there's the element of magic realism and time travel, and basically this coffee shop allows you to time travel. And I think my brother's coming back. Yep, there he is. And the premise of it is like time traveling through this coffee shop, and then it follows several characters and how all of their timelines kind of meet and how they interact with each other, and like the storyline. And my cousin actually was reading this, and I really liked the title. And then I wrote a poem about it, and then I was like, I really want to read it now. And then I couldn't find it anywhere in Sydney, and it was like really expensive online. So I found it in like physical copy, and it was a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. So I got it. And the last book I got completely on a whim, because I saw it online and I really liked the premise of it, and the cover is really cool. I'm a lot like a dragon in the sense of I hoard things, and I also like really shiny things and can be easily convinced. So that's pretty much it.